my wife is a Bengali, so I can, and I have a lot of good friends who are Bengali as well. So when they speak Bengali, I get to know,
Okay.
especially Indian Bengali. I'm not talking about
Okay,
the
so you are
yeah.
talking about
Mm.
who are from Kolkata, Calcutta, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
North Bengal.
So yeah, North Bengal. Yes, 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 yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, we do have a difference in our accent. Like the Bangladeshi, they have a different accent than the Kolkata's one. So
Mm.
what are you up to on this tag, Hindu tag? Like you're into the religious conversation, or you're just
Yeah, 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 man. I'm very open to the religious conversation. Go ahead. What do you want to talk about, man? First
I
of all, tell me why Bangladesh is heading towards a lot of extremism. Like why the people are not normal there.
no, actually, it's not like that. Uh, like maybe there are being more highlighted, like some like the holy religion thing and some other thing happen,
Mm.
and it is happening all around the world, but the media is focusing more
Okay.
on that. But people are, yes, like Islam is a very how can I say, it's a very strong religion. The followers or the worshipper of Islam, they take it very seriously. So obviously you
Mm.
can see some people are more adherent to Islam, unlike the Christian, unlike the Hindu. I don't know. As far as I know, like many Hindus are not as much as practicing as Muslims.
No, no, no. I think I will correct that phrase. Hindus are also very practicing, but it's just that extremism isn't that at that level in Hinduism. Hinduism believe in inclusivity. It means inclusive into every other faith and other people. Where I believe the Islam doesn't believe in inclusivity. Islam believe in one uniformity. And if everybody becomes Muslim, then the place will be much better. Maybe place will be much able to be politically controlled, or I would say that's why you won't see any Muslim country where is all the other faiths are acceptable. Everyone is worshipping, everybody is living the way, and those examples are very rare, like Dubai and all these. Those are not like Islamic country. Those are like very commercialized country.
No,
So it's
actually,
hardly you have any Islamic
no,
nation.
actually,
Yeah.
this is I do not agree with you totally, because Islam do like include the people of other faith. Like if you see the history, or even if you see if you look at Bangladesh, there are like millions of like Hindus, they live in Bangladesh, and if you look at the history, that like many Jews and Christians, they lived under the Islamic rulings when there were the pure Islamic rulings. So I
Yeah.
think that's like the Jews. There were many Jews in under the Islamic ruling. So I think that's not. I cannot
Which
agree.
country? Tell me.
Like,
Which country?
okay, let me tell you. Like when the Muslim conquered the Palestine, and
Hmm.
so before it was in the hand of Christians, and before Muslim went to the Palestine, the Christian used to, they used to torture the Jews, because Jews was the minority in that land. But when
Hmm.
the Muslim conquered the Palestine, I think it's maybe 1,000 years or more than that before. So then the Jews were, they felt safe, they felt protected under the Muslim rulings. So there are many historical evidence of the inclusiveness of Islamic faith.
So, but we cannot take the Israel and Palestine example because that's not where Islam originated, right? Let's talk
No,
about
no,
the place where Islam originally originated. Can you make church in Saudi Arabia? Can you make mandir in Saudi Arabia? Can you make Buddhist temple in Saudi Arabia? Please tell me. Can you?
look, there are some
Because that is a
rules.
place which is Sharia law. That is a place which is run by Sharia law. Saudi Arabia. That's where the religion has originated. Tell me that. Can you make these temples there?
No,
Places?
look. There,
Again, it
there are
disqualifies
some.
the concept of inclusivity.
No, there are some. Like I said, there are some rules, or there are some points that have to be maintained in the definition of inclusiveness when you're talking about Islam. Like Islam doesn't include everything, or it do not give you the rights to publicly you do, or
So you cannot create your prayer monument.
no,
Am I right?
you can do that in your area, but not in publicly. Like if there are many
No, 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 brother,
churches.
you are completely wrong. You're completely wrong because many of my relatives are in Saudi Arabia. That's why I'm
Okay.
saying there's not even a single mandir, not even a single church. You cannot do it. You
Well,
cannot even carry those idols. You know, like it's a Saudi Arabia rule that if you carry any Hindu or Jesus or any sculpture in your baggage, and if they caught you, they will put you in prison for 3 to 5 years.
no,
You cannot even carry them.
that's not the ideal Islamic ruling should be. Like nowadays we are saying many things happening in Saudi Arabia that even the majority, many scholars, they do not agree about that. So I
Hmm.
said you the example, like in Palestine. I'm saying way more
No,
before
no,
the
no. See,
Israel.
Palestine is not the brother. Listen, Palestine is not the ideal example. I'm talking about either we talk about where the Islam originated, or either we talk about the area in the Asian area.
No,
Because
no.
Israel and Palestine is a very rare example. So
No,
there's
no,
no
no,
use to
no.
talk about that.
I'm not talking about the current time. I'm talking about
Hmm.
1,000 years ago when there was no existence of Israel. But why I'm
Hmm.
talking about Palestine, because then those countries were ruled under the Islamic Sharia, Islamic law. Nowadays, the
Hmm.
present Saudi Arabia, this is not completely the completely run by the Sharia law, because the kings,
Okay.
yeah, the kings, they do whatever they want to do. So you will
So
not get
what
the
was
proper
the
picture.
religion? What was the religion of Saudi Arabia before Islam came there? What was the religion of Saudi Arabia?
They're kind of
Or let's say Makkah, Medina.
they were polytheist, like they used to,
Polytheist.
yeah.
Okay. How many people are still polytheists there?
No, there are very. I think there are no people, or maybe very few, but that was not happened forcefully. When people saw the beauty
Okay.
of the Islam, and like there is a verse in the Quran in Surah Baqarah. There the verse says very clearly there is no compulsion in religion.
Can you
So,
recite that surah?
uh, yeah, okay, yeah, I can say that the Surah Baqarah, and the verse is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, La ikraha fid din. There is no compulsion in religion. With this verse,
Okay.
there's a very strong principle that Muslims
Hmm.
or the Muslim rulers, they cannot force the people of other belief to embrace Islam, to enter Islam. What they
Okay.
can do,
Okay.
yeah,
So okay, you said that right? You stated okay. I agree with that. So because I'm also a student of Islam, that's what I'm saying. So rather than you giving a full explanation, you can just put your question or answer, and I'll respond to that. You said that there's no compulsion. Then what is the story of Banu Kurzaya tribe? Can you define that? What was it?
yeah. The story of Banu Qurayza, as you have studied that, so you
Mm-hmm.
know the history. Maybe you have studied the history or the biography of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So there was a covenant. There was a covenant with the Muslims, with the Jews. The Banu Qurayza was Jews, that since they were in Medina, okay, and the covenant was the Jews of Qurayza and other tribes, they will fight along with Muslims, Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
Hmm.
wasallam. Okay, so
Right.
when the polities of the Makkah, they attack Medina, so
Hmm.
the Banu Qurayza were supposed to join on shoulder with the Muslim to defend the Muslim on Medina, because
Right.
they all live in Medina. But what
Right.
happened, if you read the
Right.
history, the people of Bani Qurayza, the Jews of Bani Qurayza, they betrayed at the middle of the battle,
You are right.
and
You are right.
they broke the covenant, and the punishment to kill all the Banu Qurayza, the mature men of the Banu Qurayza, was the punishment
Okay.
of their betrayal. So I think
Okay,
that
I
is what
agree.
you're
I
saying.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I am not denying your. So it was basically a contract between the Banu Kurzaya tribe leader and the Prophet Muhammad, right? And they
Exactly.
said that if any of the person break the rule of the contract, then the punishment will be given. Whatever
Yes.
the punishment will be, the
Yes.
punishment will be decided on that situation. It's not like I will kill everybody. It wasn't that
The
contract. Contract was
women's were
the
not killed.
punishment was.
The children were not
Huh?
killed. The women's were not
Let,
killed. The children
listen,
were not
listen.
killed. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
finish.
Sure. Sure.
You see that's the problem now talking with the Islamic people. They never stop. They speak
No.
like Zakir Naik.
No. No. No.
You
No.
have
No.
to
No.
create a full stop.
No. I stop. I
That is called a
was.
healthy debate.
Yeah. I'm giving. I'm sorry for my interruption, but you can go on. I just
So
put
see,
the information that the women were not
Okay.
executed and the children were not
Okay.
executed. That's it.
So what? Okay. So here's my thing. So when
Bonu Kuraiza. Bonu Kuraiza.
Banu Quraiza ya Banu Quraiza, both are the same thing. Anyway, let's
Yes.
not go on that. Let's not go on the pronunciation.
Yes.
So if we take that, the contract was broken, even though when everybody was captured, I'm stating exactly the same story from the hadith. When they were captured and they were questioned, everybody said that no, we did not broken the contract, and this is a very a blatant lie. We haven't broken any contract. This is from the side of their tribe. So when they said that, the Prophet Muhammad, who's always signified in Quran and Hadith that he is sent on the planet Earth as a merciful to human being. Am I right or
Yes.
wrong?
Yes. You're right.
Okay. And it is always quoted, like I have read many where he is sent to the merciful for the humankind, he is the greatest merciful person. So when the contract was broken, so let's imagine the tribe has lakh people and only 50 people broken the contract. Is it justified to just punish those 50 people, or is it justified to kill all the lakhs of people? As you said also, it was there in the Quran. Tell me logically, not from Islamically point of view, that you come from a Sunni background in Bangladesh and 50 of the Sunni Bangladeshi committed a crime, but the government of Bangladesh went ahead and killed all the Sunni Muslim in Bangladesh. Is this justified?
Yeah, you have a very good point, but I have an answer for that. If you want to listen, if you want to hear.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
And to add that, you said that the kids were not killed. So what was a description was given to kill and not kill? So the description was given by the Prophet Muhammad
The pubic
when his
hair.
colleague and friend, the friend came and they asked him that what was the condition to be given to not kill. So he said that anyone or even the kid who doesn't have who have a little pubic hair, you kill them because they are not men. So if I come from a scientific research background. If you go and search what is the earliest age a kid can get a pubic hair, it said that it can be from 10 to 13 or 14 years they can get a kid hair. So just imagine even the kid from 10 to 12, 13 years of kid were being slaughtered and head were chopped off just because they had the pubic hair. I mean, I, and all the women were made as a slave. Please listen to that. It's not like they kept alive. They kept alive under a condition that they will either convert to Islam or they will be considered as a male ghanimat. And what is the definition of male ghanimat? Is when you go into a war with someone and you kill them, their woman become your halal legal property, and you can have any kind of rights on them. That is called male ghanimat. So please go on, and that what happened to Banu Qurayza tribe. Anyway, can
Yeah.
you?
So to respond you first, I will make it very short. Because I have been
Yeah.
on Omegle for maybe last 5 or 6 hours continuously. So I'm thinking of
But you are
going
running
to
away now.
bed.
You are running away.
No, no,
You
no,
are
no, no,
running
no,
away. No,
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 no.
no. I will giving you the answer. Okay. So first of all, you have to understand the circumstances or the context of that time. Like the Bonu Kuraiza. When you're talking about Bonu Kuraiza, that time the people
Hmm.
used to most of the men's are everyone used to they fight. They like the children when the boys they become a little older, they used to learn fighting because at that time there were no system of the army, the military. From the citizen there will be 5 lakhs or 2 lakhs army, and the other will be doctors and the other will be engineers. But at that time, if you're a man, you will be a fighter. That was the situation back then. So when you are talking about Bonukuraiza, you are talking about the group of an army where the men, whoever is mature enough, he will join the fight. There was the condition.
Even a
Even
10-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid with a pubic hair.
no, look.
What is that?
No, no,
It
no,
had no
no. Let,
logic.
let, let me respond the first point. So I will come to that point.
Okay.
But there was the situation why you, as you said, that why all the Bonukurazas will be killed. That's the answer because at that time, everybody used to fight if he is a mature man. So there was all the men were executed who is mature, considering the
Okay.
principle, the Islamic principle of the maturity. Now your point
Okay.
that the whoever had the pubic hair, he was executed. So maybe there are some boys who is younger. This that is exceptional case. That is very exceptional. Normally, the guideline of Islam is that if you have pubic hair, it happens usually to the boys like at 13, at 14 or 15 or 13. So that is the time.
It is right here. The Healthy Children dot organization said that after age of 8 and 9, a boys can get a pubic hair. So it's gone even lower than what I was saying. So anyway, go ahead.
No,
I hope that your kid wasn't alive back in that tribe of 8 to 9 years old. Otherwise, they would have been chopped
no,
off.
no, 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 no. Look,
I mean,
look,
come on, yeah.
look. I have to clarify. I have to clarify something. That if you have to think, or you have to make a judgment after a comprehensive study or comprehensive reading on a matter. So, like when you are talking about the judgment of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you have to take other incidents, how he sorted out or how he singled out the mature one from the immature. Like when there is an incident like the battle after the Badr battle, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to join the Uhud war, the next battle, or the battle before
I did?
the war
Oh,
before
battle. Okay.
the
Okay, okay,
war
okay. The war. Okay.
before the Quraiza, there was another battle, and at that war, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was singling out the eligible soldiers who had pubic hair, and he considered like who has reached at the age of 14 or 15. So there was kind of
Okay.
that was considered the age for you being eligible for to uh,
Okay.
to get inside the or to get into the
Okay,
haram.
so you are saying it is justified. It is
No, no.
justified
What
depending
I'm
upon
saying,
that situation. That's what you're saying.
what I'm saying, that was the criteria. With that
That was a
criteria,
criteria back in the days, back in the rule, and it was justified back in the days. Right? That's
no.
what you're saying.
Now from nowadays, it's still now when the boy will have the pubic hair, and it is considered by the scholars of Islam like 14 to 15 ages is the ideal age for the boys to be a mature man. Like from when a Muslim boy will be 15, then all the rules will be applicable on him. So that was the
Okay,
thing.
okay, okay.
And
So anyway, that I mean that doesn't logically make any justification to that. Like you can go ahead and kill because anyone below even 17, 16, they're still considered immature. It doesn't matter what
look,
the
look,
because the
there's
maturity. Listen. Because maturity doesn't justify on the base of does it the person has a pubic hair or not. The maturity is defined by how much the person are consciously aware. I know these kind of topics are very hard to make the Muslim people understand because they don't have a conversation on that higher skill level because they only talk about pubic hair, but they also have to understand that they are a 15-year-old kid. They are very immature. They don't know anything. They don't even know a proper table. Remember, they don't even remember the periodic table. So being mature just by pubic hair and being mature on a conscious level are two different answers. Brother, I'll just advise you one thing. Next time, whenever you have a conversation, please have two answers. One from a Muslim perspective and one from a human perspective. And trust me, the question I'll ask you, I know what kind of answer will you give. Do you think is it okay a country to be run by Sharia law or a democratic law?
okay. Before answering that, I just want to say that, yeah, like when you are saying that it's not sensible, or it's not like they have the age of maturity in considered with pubic hair. This is not what we are saying, or what we are not considering. The most unique thing of Muslims are they follow by what is given by the lawgiver, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the creator. What he tells us through the messenger or through the books, we
Hmm.
believe on that. So it's not our thinking, it's not our judgment.
Hmm.
We are just
I
submitting.
agree.
Okay, we're just
I
submitting.
agree. I agree. I agree. Just to add to that, what is your education background? Just want to know that. What is your
uh,
education background?
I'm a computer. I choose put it in like I'm a dropout. I studied computer science, but I didn't complete computer science. But I have
Okay.
studied. I have read a lot of books on Islamic history and the other. Uh,
Okay. So you are a student of a computer science. So I'll tell you that. So this is the thing. There are many theories on science and physics which was actually invented back in the days, but they were later disapproved. You agree on that?
yes, yes.
Tell me Why did you choose to pick a new theory? Why did you choose to go ahead with the science as they said that the previous theory was disproven because they were not right? This is the right one, and we have to study that. So you would have no, you would have said no. The theory given by before scientists, I would pick that only. The logical mind should be there can always be a space to make the correction so that a human can survive and sustain. So the problem with fixating to the one book that is that the book still say the same thing, but the human conscious are changing as the day passes. But the problem is that every human are able to evolve except Muslim is because the other human believe in the change in the current scenario. The problem with Muslim that when they will be in Bangladesh, they will make their 5-year-old daughter wear burqa. When they will go in America, they will keep their 5 daughter old keep the burqa. But that's not the same with any community. And trust me, you will say that the Islam should be followed, but oh, when it comes to physics, I will follow the new theory that has been approved, not the older one. But when it comes to the Islamic religion, you say, no, no, I'll follow that only, even though that is ethically, morally incorrect today, but I will follow that. And I'll give you the example why. Do you agree on the concept of halala? Tell me that. Do you agree on the concept of halala? It should be practiced or no?
Halala?
Yeah,
Sorry.
do you think?
Halala
Do you
means?
know the halala?
No. What?
Halala, basically what happened that
Is it an Arabic
if
word?
you want, huh?
Is it an Arabic
What?
word? Halala?
Yes, yes. So
Yeah,
basically, what
but
happened in
before
halala?
that, I just want to say
Uh,
something on you what you are saying that
hey, wait,
the
hey,
improvement
please,
or
please.
development of physics and chemistry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
The main thing is there is a big difference between science and the way of life, the system of life, theology.
Hmm.
You know, so a book given by or sent down by God, if I
Hmm.
if you consider that, so there is a big difference between these two. Science is like is continuously improving or experimenting and coming up with new ideas until going through the falsified tests. This is the way of science. But when we are talking about religion or the way of life, and if I say that it's from the God, from the Creator, then there's a big difference. So you cannot give this example to justify or to make someone understand that the same way religion or the religious book or the book of the God should be
So you are
improved.
saying that the religion book should be kept separate from the article or the materialistic knowledge. That's what you're saying. It should be kept separate. The law of God should be kept separate from the law of the land. That's what you're saying.
No, that what secularists say, but I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if God says that there is a mobile, okay, so I have to believe that it will be a mobile for the rest of the before the world ends. Like it will not change because
Hmm.
God cannot say something false, or he cannot say something that is not correct. So the words said by God, we believe in our heart that's a true and that will not change, and we have to abide by those. But there is a fantastic fantastic tools in Islam that will continuously adopt or take the changes. That is called in ijtihad.
Okay.
Ijtihad. It says like you maybe know about ijtihad. It's like the scholars who when a new issues arise or new matter arrives, they study with it's like kias. They study with the previous matters examples, and they just compare it.
No,
And
no, no. My question is very simple. Do Islam believe in evolvement, or do Islam says that okay, when the new generation will come after 100, 200 years, and the life will be different, the law will be different. So please make the changes in the law according to you,
the
but
basic
still
the
remain
basic
human.
rules the
Does Islam
basic
believe
the
that?
basic rules will be the same, but the scientific achievement, the tools and means, it will be continuously changed, and Islam consider the change. Islam
So
accept the
the
change.
punishment of so the let me phrase the basic rule. As I said, is halala is okay for today's time or it's not okay? It is
So
mentioned in Quran also.
I have to search halala. What is halala like?
I can define you.
Yeah,
What is
sure.
halala basically is basically you marry a woman and then you divorce her. It's like you divorce her for 3 times or 4 times, then she became haram on you. So so now you want to go and marry her. So she has to go and marry another person, have a night with him, and when that other person decided that he want to leave her and divorce her, then only she can come and marry her first husband. That is the concept of halala. You can search about it. I'm not making this shit
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
This is there.
I understand, but the look, Islam is, it's been almost 1450 years.
Mhm.
Quran came there, and the hadith, the saying of
Is
the
it okay?
hadith.
Is it okay to practice that in today's time? I
Yeah,
see. I am okay to agree that it was okay back in the days because back in the days the human were not that evolved. They were still living in hut. They were still struggling for food. They were still not educated. But is it okay to practice in today's time
look,
where we both are sitting in Omega and discussing
look,
in
look,
such a advanced time?
look. If you see the characteristic of human being, nothing has changed in these 1400 years. They used to feel
Mhm.
hunger. They have desire, sexual desire. They have the feelings
Is
for.
halala justified? That's what I'm asking. Is halala justified?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, look, if you are just talking about, I know the concept. There is a wrong practice of that, like, if a man give divorce to her, if an Muslim man give divorce to his wife, then the correct Islamic law, as far as I have studied that, is that she must have to marry another person, and
Right?
not for the cause of, just for having intercourse, just to come back to that husband. If she intends that,
Again,
that will not be accepted. She has to completely marry with
you are
yeah, sure.
completely wrong in that. You are completely wrong. And I'll quote one hadith as well. In one of the hadiths, even the Prophet Muhammad said that if you quote the wrong thing, you will be punished for that in hell. So
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure you see. So I always make sure one
I'm very
thing.
well aware of it, and that's why I'm saying that I have
So
also started your way.
so I always make sure one thing that whatever I am saying, you can always go back and check that. It's
Sure.
not like I'll just come and bubble, and then you're like, what? It's not even there. So Prophet Muhammad, it happened. One of the scenario happened. So you basically you're making left and right. That's what you're doing. So basically, what happened that one of the Sahaba reached out to a prophet and he said that my wife married, but is it, and if my wife get married to another man and then divorce, is it okay? That is this justified? Then he said, no, she has to marry, and that man has to taste the honey of her.
Yeah,
That is a mean
I
that
said it.
man has to
I
marry her
I
and have an
said you the
intercourse with her. Then only.
I said you the same thing. Maybe you have misunderstood me.
No, but you said no. You said that if he just marrying for the intercourse purpose, then it's not. No, you have to either you, he has to
I did
marry and
not.
then
I
have
did
an
not.
intercourse.
That's my bad. I tried to say that if
Hmm.
she marries for the purpose of just having the intercourse to divorce, so that the new husband can divorce her, so that she can go back to the old husband. If she do the things with this intention, then it will not be accepted. The proper thing is she has to marry another person, and she has to have intimate with that husband. That's Islamic rulings. And if you say this is very odd, I don't find it very odd, because I believe in the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he is the one, and he is the lawgiver. So he said this is the law, so I have to accept it.
So you are saying that it is okay. It is justified
Yeah, it's
even if
justified.
today's time.
Yes, it's
Okay.
justified. You look what I said, that
So why
the
not? Why not send your man to marry another man? Why there is no punishment for a man? Why only for a woman?
this is not a
Why does woman
punishment.
have to go with that?
This is not a punishment.
It is a punishment
Yeah,
for a man.
it's
It is a punishment for a woman as well.
it's for both of them. Both of them cannot get married.
How? How?
Look, the unless the woman is getting married to another person, they cannot
Hmm.
marry each other.
See, listen, again, I won't agree with this because I have debate with many of the Islamic scholars on this topic and they haven't come with any kind of a proper answer. If you want the hadith for that, this is called Sahih al-Bukhari 5075. You can write it down. And this is Sahih al-Bukhari, and Sahih al-Bukhari is the most
Yeah,
accepted
I
hadith
know
in
that.
all the site. So please, it's not like I'm making this shit up. He is saying.
The
that
hadith you said, I already heard it about it. That you said the test you honey. I
okay,
already I
so
already heard
so it's
about it.
not like, yeah, it's not like I'm making thing up, right?
You're not making
Okay.
things up, but you're saying what you have read. But I'm saying that you have to look the other perspective. Look, if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in there's one God and the prophet messenger is the final messenger of God or Allah, then if I do not have the belief, I can put my finger on every issue of Islam. The same person,
Yeah.
I will.
So do you think is it what see the reason why I think especially the Muslim community are not able to evolve much on a higher platform is because they don't keep the door open for a constructive criticism, and that is the biggest fault which let down the Muslim people. You can go to any Muslim country, but you won't find a single country where they have intellectual Muslims. Not even one.
No, no, no. That's not
How
the
many
problem.
billion? How many billionaire are there who are actually Muslim? Please don't tell me the oil people, the sheikh and all that. I'm talking about the people who built the company,
Look,
and those are like big people.
we are in a time. We are in a decline situation. We are in the history of Muslim have a long Islam
Since
has a long history.
1400,
1400 is a long history. It's not the history of 50 years or 60 years. But this era is the era of declination. Like we are in a decline
why?
situation because the Islamic Sharia or the Islamic governance system, which is called Caliphate, is not established. Now I give you the example. When the back then,
There
when
is a there. Hold
no, no,
on.
no,
There
please,
is a
please let me finish.
Khalifat in.
No, please let me
There is
finish.
a Khalifat in Afghanistan.
Please let me finish.
Afghanistan
No,
is
no, no,
not developed.
no,
What the
no.
fuck,
Please let me
dude?
finish.
You're not making
No, no, no,
sense.
no. Please let me
There is a
finish.
Khalifat in Afghanistan.
Look, let me finish. Give me some genuine example. Like
Okay.
you said that Muslims are not, they're not there are no scientists or the knowledgeable or the qualified Muslim people
Hmm.
because of this backwardness of not progressing or not taking the changes. I will give you hundreds of example. Name of this Muslim scientists
Go ahead.
who
Go
were
ahead.
yeah, I will say you. I will say you
Go ahead.
who were born or lived under the Islamic, the strict, very
No, no,
strict, arbitrary
don't give
Sharia.
me, and I'll say one thing. Don't give a scientific approach that what they have scientifically discovered. No, no, no. The reason why am I saying to become a scientist, to have a scientific approach, you have to take an educational background. Anyone can be a scientist. Even an atheist can be a scientist.
No, they had
You
look,
understand what I'm saying? It has
but
nothing to
but
do with
but
religion.
but but you said just now, just before you said that because of
No, the
this.
billionaires. I'm talking about the billionaires, like the who built a big company, who have a big name in the world. Can you?
Uh,
I'm not talking about what they have discovered. No, I'm not.
no,
Because see, to
I'm
invent anything,
yes,
you need an educational background, and
yes.
anyone can get that. Even a chimpanzee can get an educational background.
No, like there you must have a good system, good governance to get some goods to nourish or
Right, and you said the Khilafat needs to be established to have that good governance. That's what you're
I
saying.
gave you I can say you a lot of Muslim scientists like Musa al-Kharijmi, Ibn Sina,
No, no,
and
no, no. Arey, yaar, I'm not saying that. You
okay,
are again going to the
if
same
you're
direction.
talking about business billionaire, if you're saying about how many billionaires are there, back then
Yeah,
maybe there were many billionaires. Even at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
in today's
prominent companions of the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was they were very rich at that time.
who was the most established woman as per the Islam, or who is the that one individual who was very established back in the days,
So
very rich. Who was it?
in the Islamic history,
Yeah,
yeah,
who was very
I
rich.
think you are talking about the Khadija radiallahu anha, the
Exactly,
wife of Prophet
and she
sallallahu
was
alaihi
not
wasallam.
Muslim. She became Muslim later because she was
Yes,
established before she was Muslim.
yes.
So then your theory fails. She was rich before Islam even invented. Before Islam even came, she was rich.
Okay.
She was the polytheist and she was rich only. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So listen. My point is to become rich or become smart, you don't need religion. You need brain.
yeah. For that you need brain. I'm not saying that Islam will make people billionaire, and there are plenty of examples in the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and afterwards. After Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam deceased, and the next Caliph come, Umar radiallahu anhu and Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. In that time, Muslims were so wealthy. And like
Okay.
if you talk about today's time, you will find many sheikhs from Dubai and from Qatar.
Again I said, that, no, no, not like that. Oh, I have a oil in my backyard. Do you know how they became rich? You have to go and read the history of the
Yeah,
sheikhs.
they're
When
selling the oils.
No, so when the British or the American army went, they told them that you have the asset that you can sell. They had the oil for a very long time. They had no idea. Oh, what is this oil? They had no idea. They were so uneducated. It was the white people who told them that this is an oil that you can use them, and then they start selling. Then they became rich. Why they were not rich before?
I don't think it's that simple that they did not know what is oil or what is gold.
Yeah,
They were educated, you know. And you
no,
are talking
no,
about,
no, no.
you're talking about billionaires. Let's talk about the history of India. You know,
Okay.
before the British
No,
invaded
I'm
India.
talking. I'm talking about on a religious perspective,
No,
not on a
no,
country perspective.
no. I'm talking about also religious perspective. Before the British
Okay,
came,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead,
The
go ahead.
Mughal Muslims, they used to rule this area. When they used to rule this area,
Mhm.
the Muslims were the economy of India at that time was the like
Was it risen up?
one fourth of the whole world. And after
Okay,
they
so the economy risen up when the Mughal came to India. Okay, okay, okay. Let's take that point first. So when Mughal came, do you know why Mughal came? Who was the first in Mughal who came to India? Who was the first one? Can you name it?
the first army general, he is Muhammad bin Qasim, and he
No.
invaded. No, he's the first one who invaded India. Like
Who was the first person who came? It was Babur.
you're talking about the
When Babur came, yeah. So when Babur came and invaded, and all these Qasim and Ghani, Ghaznavi, you know what they used to do? They used to come and they used to attack temples.
yeah, I
Why
know, I have read
temples?
this
There were
stories.
two reasons. Two reasons. One major reason is they had tons of money. Why? Because in Hindu culture we have a culture of donating golds, diamond, jewelries to gods, and there were tons of. So he came attack one of the temple 9 times, Somnath temple, and looted. And even the people there said that you can loot all the money you want, but don't break our idols. But they looted as much as money they can, and they went back.
But
Understand what I'm
that's
saying?
okay for the Muslim foreign policy. The foreign
What?
policy, the Muslim foreign policy, the Islamic State, the foreign policy of the Islamic State is that if you
Mhm.
go and attack the non-Muslim country, you can loot as much as you want. So there's nothing wrong with
Right.
that.
No, no, no. As I said, it's called Male Ganimat. So in
Yeah, exactly.
Male Ganimat, the land and all the property become halal on you. Their women become halal on you, and
Yes.
their kids will become halal on you. The kids who are the age, you can cut their penis off, and you can make them what do you call eunuchs, or where they are not like they're not men and women. They're in the middle, so they're of no use. So you can use them as a guard. That's what happened, and all the women they can become halal on you, and you could use them. So even though the women don't want to be with you, they have to be with you,
Um,
and you can have sex with them as much as you want.
okay,
That's what happened.
just one point, and after
So
that, I will
what is
finish.
so where is the respect for women in Islam? There's no
Yeah,
respect.
I will also give the answer of this, and after that I will go
Yeah,
because I'm like, you know, I apologize because as I said, it's been 5 or 6 hours. I'm still on Omegle, and it's Ramadan,
yeah, no
so
problem.
I have to go to bed.
Hey man,
Okay,
hey man, if you change my mind,
and the
if you
answers.
change my mind, I'll become Muslim. If you change my
That
mind, I'll become Muslim.
that will be one of the greatest joy in my life. You know, if you convert
See,
to
see,
Islam.
see, brother,
Yes.
making a dumb person Muslim is very easy, but making a smart person who can argue with you is very tough.
Okay.
If you do the hard work on me, the Jannah is confirmed for you.
Inshallah,
So
brother.
you're
So
running away.
you leave
You
your
are running
I'm
away.
not running away, brother. You leave your ID or Instagram or Facebook. Maybe I will send my send friend request. What I'm saying that, you know, you already told couple of times about the Muslim woman, or the ganima, male ganima. Look, I give you
Yeah.
another perspective. You have a perspective. I give you another perspective. You know, like after war, there is a very bad
Yeah.
scenario. There is a very bad scenario. Have a bad thing happens after war. So there is no,
Hmm.
there is no system. There is no organized system. What will happen with the woman? What will happen with the wealth of the defeated team or defeated side? There is no organized system for other religion or other nation. I give you example. When Japan attacked China, okay, so they
Hmm.
when Japan attacked China, they killed indiscriminately many Chinese. And what they did with the Chinese women, they did very
Hmm.
very nasty thing. They made the father rape. They made the father have sex with the daughters, brother
I
with the
agree.
sister.
I
And
agree. I
also, you
agree.
look at the
So,
France, you look at the
see,
Algeria.
see, see, see that
Let
that is
me
the
finish,
problem.
brother,
See, that is
brother,
the
brother.
problem.
I just
A
finished.
very small point. Very small point.
Yeah, sure.
See, the thing is, when Islam is claiming that it is the best religion has came for the humankind and there will be no other religion will come from Allah, then I'm talking in respect to only Islam,
Yes.
not on respect to what human does. If a man goes and kill 10 women, I will talk about that. A human has a psychotic disorder and that meant to be thrown in jail. You cannot just relate that to a religion. I'm
No,
talking in respect to religion only. That's what I'm saying.
I'm giving some other perspective, brother. Like the what happened in other wars. In other wars,
Yeah.
there is no rules, there is no system.
Hmm.
Any soldier
Right.
can do anything. They can
Right.
rape, they
Right.
can whatever they want. So it's a
Right.
pure massacre for the women. But if you look at the
Hmm.
Islamic laws of the ghanima, if if a Muslim person take a woman as a war booty, and she has to give her some rights. Look,
She
other
has to or he has to.
sorry, he has to give her some rights.
Okay.
And if she bears the child of the owner of that person who
Mm-hmm.
take the responsibility of that woman, then if she gives the birth of a child, that child will inherit it, or the child will be entitled to the title of that person. So
Hmm.
that says the child will get the proper status of child of that person. And they will be under the responsibility of
Again, you
one
are
person.
wrong. I'll just add that you are wrong.
Tell me how I'm wrong.
You are wrong. See, a slave when you get the slave or the war captives or a war booty
Hmm.
from Ale Ganimat, whatever you call it, those women will never be your own wife. They will be concubine, and if you have child with them, they will never be your child. Those
No,
will be
I
considered
think
as the child of that woman. No, please go and search about it. I'm not lying.
I
I've read
studied,
that.
brother. I
You're
studied
saying
that.
no.
If
You're
that
saying it
woman,
out of context.
if the slave gives birth, and that child will be entitled to the father's
No,
lineage.
nope, nope, nope. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're
I
wrong.
think I think you need, maybe I do not have the references ready, but I have very clearly studied that there are many rules regarding the slave. And if you have the slave, if you have one slave, okay, I'm just as we have
Can
for
you
the,
have sex with slave? Can you have sex with slave?
of course
Like
you can.
when you go to a
Yes,
war and
yes,
you attack them, and they are like a woman from a rich family. They are very good women. They're not like a filthy woman, but you made them a war captive. Can you
yes,
have sex with them?
yes. You can have sex with them after they were rightfully distributed by the leader. Okay, so then,
After rightfully, and if the woman want to say, please leave me alone, I don't want to be part of
no,
this.
no,
Can does she
no.
have the
She
right to go?
no, she doesn't have the right, because
So she becomes.
because
So
if
where is the woman's
well
right? Where
well
is the woman's
well,
right?
well, well, listen. First of
Hey,
all,
at
first of
least
all,
I'm happy. I'm happy you are agreeing on certain thing, but brother, I just have one advice. When you answer something, use your brain little bit. Use your
so
human
do
feelings.
you think I'm not using my brain? Look, I have very clearly said you. There is a system, there is Islamic system of the war booty or the war capture. I told you that what happens in other wars, the women were
Mhm.
massacred. There is no system for,
So
there is
what
no
happened to
written
other
rules.
world? Let's do it here as well.
and
Is that
and
what you're
and
saying?
yes, no, and I'm saying that Islam has given you a written rules and a well organized rules that woman has a position in a state. Yes, that is slave because her nation, or her nation has been defeated by the Muslims, so she will,
Conquered. Her
yeah,
nation has been conquered.
conquered conquered by the Muslim,
Okay.
so she will not get the status
She
of
will
the
not
free
get the
woman,
rights.
the status of the free woman. But if that man frees her, gives her freedom, then she'll be free. And if she's Muslim, okay. So like
Okay. So is
there's a
the law
system.
justified if that woman is not a woman but is a woman from your family? Let's guess it's your mother or your sister or anyone close to you. Will you be okay with that with the rule?
Look, I'm thinking like, how can I give you the answer? Because
I
there are many ways.
I as a Hindu conquered your country, Bangladesh, and you have two sister and mother, and they are my sex slave now. Tell me.
Look,
I will
no,
have
look.
relation with them, then I will send it to my soldier, and like my 50 soldier will have physical relation with them morning and night, and maybe they will die after 30 days having so much of physical relation. Now tell
But
me, is it okay?
this is not what happened in the Islamic laws. You said 50 or 60 soldiers will have relationship with one woman.
It is,
I
it is.
know, no.
Here.
I
No, no,
said
no, here.
one person, one army,
Please,
one Muslim has to take responsibility of one girl.
okay,
And yeah, this is not
please
like
hear this
they're
because I'm
ruling.
saying it from the Islamic history. Please go and read this concept, the history of a sex slave during Islamic time. There's so many articles from the Middle East only. The
Yes.
law for the sex slave is if you have the sex slave, you can have sex with them, and you can once you are done with them, you can sell to another person. The reason why you can sell it to them, maybe you bring them in the morning, you have so much of sex in the whole day, and then you're like, oh, I'm done with that. Then you can sell it to some other person with a good price. The condition is she should not supposed to be pregnant, and her teeth should not be broken from anywhere, and there shouldn't be any bruises. If there is a bruises, the price will go low. If any of the hand or whatever is broken, the price will go low. If she's pregnant, the price will go low. If she is not young, then price will go low. If she is a very young age, like 13, 14, 17, the price is very high. That was the condition.
Look,
So I just imagine I do the same thing with whatever the woman in Bangladesh and a Muslim family. Is it okay?
as I said, that this is the Islamic laws, and if they're like conquered by the Muslims, and if she is Muslim, then she will be not war booty. So that's very
No,
clear.
I'll make them a war booty. I will use the
No,
same
she is
law
Muslim.
as the Islam.
If she is Muslim, you cannot take her as a war booty. Okay,
No,
now,
no,
no,
you not understand what I'm saying. I will follow the same philosophy as you, but I'll do the same thing with Muslim.
no,
You understand what I'm saying?
you cannot
What
do that.
Muslim is doing to non-Muslim,
You
I will
can
do to the Muslim.
you cannot do that, because already all the popular religions are already established, and we have seen the rules of the religions, and we have seen the rules of the Islam. And now, just let me give you one thing.
No, brother. No, 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 no,
Islam
no.
never encourages to take more slaves. It's act of ibadah. It's a worship. If someone frees a slave, he will get a lot of reward. Do you know there's a lot of hadith about that? That when someone did something bad, he or she was asked about to free slave. So Islam never encourages this. When if the Islamic ruling again comes back, maybe the new Khalif, he will not adopt this slave system, because at that time slave was the normal tradition, and like if you have slaves, so sometimes you have to exchange
Right, right.
slaves.
I agree. Very great point. You said slave was a culture back in the day, even before Islam and after Islam, right?
Yes.
Then what did Islam change? If Islam came to change and bring new law, new things into the world and a mercy for a humankind, then they should have abolished the slave
Look,
culture, but
look,
they kept it maintained.
look. You are only
No, please answer.
as I said, that you have to. If you do not believe, or you feel that I want to, I don't. I want to be right, or I want to prove you wrong. Then you can point your finger on
No, no,
every
no,
topics.
no, no,
But
no, 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 brother. I'm
look,
not pointing you wrong. I'm just quoting exactly from your book only. I
yes,
am just saying, no, you yourself said that sex slave culture was there before Islam, and I agree on that.
yes,
And you said sex slave even maintained after Islam. Then what did Islam change? Again, one thing to add,
there,
the slavery was there before. The slavery was there before, like the Habshi, like the black slaves
yes.
were brought from the Africa. And after the Islam conquered, the slave was still there. Slavery was never
No,
demolished.
no,
The
no,
sex
no.
slavery was never demolished. So what did Islam
No,
change? Nothing.
as I said,
The cruelty still remain the same.
I must, as you said that you read a lot of about Islamic culture and Islamic,
Yeah.
the slave things. So I am sure you read about the hadiths about the slaves. There are many hadiths where it is encouraged that to free slaves. If someone did a mistake, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, go free a slave or two slave.
Here
If
is the
you,
thing. What is the one slave that Prophet Muhammad freed? Can you tell me what's the name of that? I know the name. What's
yeah,
the first slave that Prophet
yeah, I
Muhammad
know.
freed?
His name is Zaid, radiallahu,
Not
Zaid.
Zaid, it's Bilal.
No, Belal was not the slave of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
No,
I
he
am
was
saying,
not the slave. He was the slave of somebody else.
but Rasul
He
Sallallahu,
freed
yeah,
that.
Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has his own slave. His name is Zaid. So I thought you were talking about Zaid. And yes,
No,
Belal
no,
was
no.
the
I'm
first
talking
one.
about the one who he freed.
Belal
Understand?
was the first one.
So my question is that after freeing Bilal, he should have said that, okay, I have seen the cruelty they have done to you, brother, but I promise once Islam is established, there will be no more slavery in the world,
But this
especially in
is,
those countries where Islam is
but
there.
but Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has no right to say this because everything,
Why not?
everything is came down from
As I
the
started
Almighty
with my
Allah.
conversation from you, and I started with my conversation, you said, yes, brother, you're right. I said, did Prophet Muhammad is sent on earth from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a mercy for a humankind? You said, yes. So where is
Yes,
mercy then?
yes. I still now saying
You are
yes,
trapped in your own
but no,
question.
no, I'm not trapping. Very clear, brother. Look, I said that Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is still mercy, but there is a verses.
So limited
Let me
verses,
finish.
limited mercy.
There is a verses in the Quran. So wama yantiqu min hawa, wama yantiqu min al hawa. It doesn't speak a word from himself. Everything he says or everything he spoken by him was influenced or was ordered by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. This is the
Okay.
basic belief the Muslims have. Like he cannot make something from his choice. Like there's an incident. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not did not wanted to marry the wife of his slave son, his ex, his former slave son. He did not wanted to
I
do
know, I
that.
know.
Yeah, but Allah Subhanahu wa Taala forced him. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala compelled him to do that.
Yeah.
So you can see
Zainab,
there, yeah, Zainab. So there are some. So these incidents, this example shows that there were some restriction. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala
can you
guided
tell me
him.
the story of Zainab? In a very short word, if you can tell me.
Yeah, like she was the cousin of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and
Hmm.
Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave marriage to his former slave son like Zaid, radiallahu anhu. And then there were some problems in their marriage, so they got divorced. And
Okay. See, you are wrong again here. Zaid was not a slave son. He was the adopted son. Okay, so I will clear that. How he was the adopted son? He was actually bathing and doing wudu for the namaz, and Zaid came. Zaid, he was very young. He came and he started grabbing water for him to do wudu or an ablution, whatever. And he said that he's such a nice guy. Where is your parents? He said, I just want to be with you. And then he adopted him. He was an adopted son, not a slave son. Again, you are wrong. Because you cannot give a son title to a slave son. Again, you are wrong. Please correct this. And you go read about it. And so if we catch up again next time, so at least you know ki you are wrong, you are right, or I am wrong, or
okay,
I am right, or you are wrong. Let's okay. Let's at least open that gate.
maybe there are some like wording problem. As English is not my native language, so can be that
Yeah,
it
yeah,
may
it's
come
okay.
up.
It's okay.
What I'm
It's okay.
saying that Zaid was slave. Zaid was slave of. If you as you have
No, no,
read,
he was not. He was not
no,
slave.
no. Look.
He was an adopted son.
As you have read, the history maybe back from that before that. Where did he came from? Zayed was the slave of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam wife Khadija radiallahu anha.
Okay,
Khadija
okay.
radiallahu anha gave Zayed as a gift to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Uh,
I agree. But if you talk in context with Prophet, see, you are a son for your mother,
yes,
but you are not son to your wife, right? You are a husband to your wife.
yes,
So one person had different title. So that Zaid might be slave to Khadija, but that slave was not a slave to Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah,
He was
then
a
he,
adopted son,
yes, exactly. You are right. I do agree. He took
right?
Zaid Adilanu as an adopted son. So
Right.
I wanted to say the that's my bad, my wording mistake. So like
Hmm.
he never wanted to marry the wife of his former adopted son. Okay, but
Right.
like it was instructed by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, so he made it hard. So what I was, again, I'm my bad, I'm sorry for that mistake. Yes, I actually, like confused the two words, like slave and son, adopted son. I just confused with the
Hmm.
those two terms. But I read the story, so that's why I said you that where did he came from. But the point is, look, uh, first we have to what I sincerely believe, you need to first come to the point that you need to come to a conclusion that is there a God or not. If there is a God, how many God there are? One or more than that? If there is no God, then how come everything became
No,
so?
we are talking about Zaid. We are talking about Zaid and Zainab. Where are you going?
No.
Okay, so let
I'm just
me let.
wrapping it up. That's why I'm just having my
So
final
I
words.
will just I'll just wrap up this story. So the story of Zaid and Zainab. So Zaid was the adopted son of Prophet Muhammad, and then once he grown up, because the Prophet loved Zaid so much,
So
he
much,
loved Zaid more than anything.
yes,
He even tell everybody he is my son. And so what happened? So he kept him as a son very young,
yes,
and he kept growing, kept growing. He kept him. He took him when he was very young, like 8 9 years old,
yes,
and he kept growing, kept growing. And once he grew up very mature, he loved him so much that he told him that please, I want you to marry Zainab.
yes,
But Zainab didn't want to marry Zaid.
yes,
Why? Because Zaid was a previous slave from the Khadija, and he was an adopted son. He was not even a real son.
yes,
So Zainab said, "Ki, I don't want to marry, but as Prophet has requested, she end up marrying Zaid. And
exactly.
when they started being together, she was never happy in that relationship. And when the relationship was broken, Prophet end up marrying Zainab. And even though there was a huge gap, because Prophet was already above 30 35, and Zaid was like 8 9 years old when he took him as a adopted son. And here's the good part. Okay, you can go and search on this. When Prophet has to marry Zainab, then he stuck in one point, that how can I marry Zainab because he is the wife of my son. And then again, same hadith. The what do you call that? That thing came from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala.
The revelation.
That the revelation came, and what in the revelation said? You can never adopt a son in Islam. It is prohibited.
Yes, that's
Why
why
that came?
that's why
Here,
it
here,
came first.
brother. Here is a question.
Yes,
Why Allah is so delayed? Allah should have said in the beginning only, when he adopted Zaid when he was 8 9 years old. Allah should have said right away after sending Jibrail that no prophet Muhammad, it is haram, it is haram. You cannot adopt a son. Why Allah waited this long once he was about to marry Zainab? So when that law came, that law was abolished that you cannot adopt a son. Then she became legal to marry him, and then he married. Why this? Why so late?
look, brother. It's all, for me. It's all rational. It all makes sense. But I don't know how why it doesn't make sense to you. Everything,
Bro-
everything.
Brother,
If you read the Quran,
everything,
if you read the verses, every revelation came with an incident. If you see the history,
brother, I agree with everything, but why revelation was so late? Is
it
Allah
was not
working in the
late.
government job?
It was not late, brother. It was just at its time, perfect time, because there. Uh, as I said, the revelation or the Quran ayat, they came. Every ayat came on a specific purpose or a specific context. So like it was possible for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to to send down the whole Quran compiled in a book at once, but He didn't do it. In every
Did
situation,
did did Prophet said to his people that, oh my ummah, if you ever get the chance, make sure you marry a widow woman. If you marry a widow woman, that is more sawab in Jannah. Like the widow means who has been divorced or whose husband is killed.
yes,
Please get the chance and marry a widow. Why? Because his first wife was a widow, right? Khadija radiallahu anha, she was a widow. So marry a widow if you ever get a chance. It's a good deed. You will get more good deeds. You will be in Jannah. You will have more hoods and all that, etc. You agree? I'm not lying, right?
Yes.
So how many Prophet wife got married once Prophet passed away? Tell me one wife.
Okay, I understand what you are trying to say. Because I have the answer. There is a rules. There was a rules for the wives of the prophets that they cannot marry after prophet died. That's the rules, and they have to.
Okay.
They have to the because there's the status. You know the status of the prophets of the wife of the prophet Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You know the status. Do you
Wh-
know what is the
My
status?
only
No,
concern,
no, no, no.
yeah,
This
yeah,
what
they were the mother of Islam. Yeah, yeah, they were the
exactly?
mother of
How
Islam.
can you marry your mother?
My question, my question here. I agree on that. Okay, let's just take this question out and throw it away. I am okay to throw it. Did Prophet Muhammad say to his ummah that you can marry if you have money, if you have time, if you have enough luxury, you can marry one woman, two women, three women, four women? He
It
said that.
came in the
How
Quran.
many and how many wives did Prophet Muhammad have? Tell me.
There are some exceptional rules for Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You have to understand that. You know, because
See
he's a
you.
prophet. He is not like the normal Muslim. He's a prophet. You have to understand. The Quran, the
See the
Quran
conclusion I
came
am
to
getting.
him. The Quran came to him, brother. Try to understand.
The conclusion I'm saying that the one who created the law, he never followed his own law.
No, he on the first hand he never created the law. Look, as far as I see, you have studied a lot on about Islam, and you are very close. I think, like you have as you have studied a very like you have studied many things, many hadiths and the story. But I think there's a verses. There's a verse
Uh-huh.
in the Quran that if you read
Uh-huh.
it in open mind with
Uh-huh.
in a straight heart or open heart, you will be benefited from it.
Uh-huh.
But if you
Okay.
study it with like how can I say, like not totally open, then it will
Not
rather,
totally open.
yeah, it will rather misguide you.
Other
That's
than
the
misguide you.
yeah,
Okay,
it
okay,
will
okay.
rather misguide you.
But brother,
So
you are
what
there
I'm
to guide me, na?
what yeah, I'm saying you, but that's why you need to understand. Look, brother, as you have studied a lot, maybe you have
Right.
studied more than me, maybe some topics, like you studied the details of some slave women's and the like the slave son of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Sorry, adopted son. Again, I mistook the word. Okay, so what I'm saying that, look, your brain is only pointing out all the things that are contradictory in the current times, all the atheists. If I go
No?
to any blog, any atheist blog, I will find all the points written in those
Okay.
blogs. But
Okay.
let me tell you about some. You are not finding, or you're not
But
saying that
they're
you're
not
not saying
creating. They
look,
are
look,
not creating those points. The
you're
points are there, that's why they're
no,
coming up, right?
they do
Am I
also
right or wrong?
they also do have answers. Look, you have ignored the things that before Islam came, those very people of Mokkan people, polytheists, they used to bury the alive daughters. Islam
Okay.
Islam banned those rules. Islam said
Okay.
you cannot.
By marrying more women.
No, 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 man. Islam strictly prohibited this that rules that you cannot bury your daughter alive. And
Right, right.
people used to lie. Islam
Right, right.
lying was very common thing. The Quran came and said that it is a very grave sin to telling lie. People used to
Chalo,
give,
chalo. That's a
yeah,
good thing.
yeah. People used to give less. They used to do fraudulence when they sell products. The what is called? I forgot. So
Tax.
no, like the fraud. They will give you a less amount and take the whole money.
Oh,
Uh,
corruption.
Corruption. Corruption in the trade. Islam said the corruption is unlawful. Who will do corruption, he will have a strong punishment. Zina
Okay.
means relationship. Sex without marriage was prohibited, other than the slave women, except your slave women. That time, there
Yeah,
at that time,
because
at
if you have that many women, like you have like
no,
four, five wives,
you
and
can
then four, five concubines, and
you
then four,
can
five slaves,
you
why
can
would you go
only
to any other woman?
you can only have four women. But let me tell you, at that time, before that time,
Huh.
at the Balkan period, there are
Right.
10 to 12 types of marriages were.
Mhm.
and there's kind of,
Why?
slave woman.
Only four are allowed, isn't it?
No, 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 no. I said types of marriage. There are 10 to 12 types of
Acha.
marriage in that time. There was a kind of
Okay,
marriage
okay.
like, a prostitute will raise a flag. This flag will be the, like, people will recognize there is a prostitute. They can come to, come to her and have sex. And, like, there is another kind of marriage. A woman can, for the status of their child, she can sleep with a man with a higher status. There are many kind of marriages. Islam banned all those, the bad practices, and it just,
And made a Male Ganimat.
Mala Ganimat, as I said, brother, this is the, you cannot
See
even,
again, you
you
are
cannot,
you are
okay.
proving my point
No, no,
right.
no, no,
You are
no.
proving my point right.
Brother, I said
Islam
you,
didn't demolish anything.
I said you the
Islam
history.
just gave a new word.
Brother, I said you the history. The war, China-Japan war, the Russian war, the France, what the French did with the
Again,
Algeria, and the,
see, if you
now
are speaking in terms of religion,
you give me a better solution of war booty. You give me example of a better solution than Islam.
I'll give you, I'll give you example of war booty.
Example
So
from the history.
during,
Example from the
yeah, yeah,
history. The war happened.
yeah, yeah,
How the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
war booty, or the women, slave women, or the women who were
yeah, yeah,
conquered,
yeah, yeah.
treated.
So okay. So back in the days, there was a king called the King Ashoka. He was a very great Ashoka, the empire, the great. He was not even Hindu. He was Buddhist.
Okay.
And at that time, his I think he was a lawmaker. His name was Chanakya. Chanakya considered to be a very smart guy. So if you read the
Yeah,
Chanakya
I know
theology,
Chanakya.
he, right, right. So Chanakya has given the law that when one king conquered the other land, their women will be treated as respect. The children will be left as it is. Only those men will be killed who are attacking you. Those men who give up their weapon, they will be treated as a regular citizen. Their queen will be treated as a queen only. If they want to remain in the same area and make their kingdom go back again, they can stay there. If they want to go and do whatever they want to do, they can still do those things. No woman will be taken as a slave. Only those women who are slaves. So here is the thing. Before Islam actually invaded other country, there was a section. A slave woman, they are choosing to be slave. Like it is their profession. A regular woman will not go and become slave. But when Islam came, they even make a regular woman slave. That was the biggest thing they done. A woman who was a family woman, who has nothing to do with this, they become a war captive and they became slave. Brother, what is Malik Ganimat then? Come on, yeah. Don't.
Brother, look, I can, look, I can say, I can sense that you are seeing from
You
a
asked
very
me a proof, I gave you a proof.
you are seeing a very, look, the proof you have given. Actually do not have the idea about the Chanakya, and
Go read about it.
yeah, I need to read about it. But, like, if you talk
See,
about,
see, the
if you talk
slavery.
about,
I'll add
any
one thing.
religion, if
The
you look,
the slavery existed. The slavery existed. I'm not lying it. But slavery existed only to those who is choosing their that as a profession. Like in today's time, a prostitution is the biggest prostitution is run in Bangladesh itself. Tell me if I'm lying. The
yeah,
biggest prostitution. I don't know what
Bangladesh
is the place called.
Bangladesh is not run by Islamic Sharia, so there's nothing to do with
No, no, no.
this.
And those women are Muslim only. I've seen the documentary in trt.youtube.com. Go and
Yeah, they were
see. When I
Muslims.
saw,
They're Muslims.
yeah. So so that's what I'm saying. Those women are not forced. Majority of them they're choosing that as a profession because that is the way they can make money.
Yes.
So all I am saying in back in the days in India, women, if those women are choosing to be profession as a prostitute, they are respected and treated as a prostitute only. But you cannot make a regular woman, capture them and make them a prostitute. There's a
Okay.
very
Okay.
big penalty on that.
Let me ask you a
Understand what I'm
question.
saying?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
A prostitute
Yeah.
is a more respectful to you, or a woman who is under the responsibility of a man, who, like, the man takes care of a woman, and he do not goes around having sex with many men for money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whom you think is
Okay.
more respectable
Who
to you?
is more respectable to you? Okay, I'll answer you. Any woman who is working and feeding her own family without any biasness is respectable to me. Whether that woman is a prostitute, whether that woman is a hardworking woman, whether that woman is anything, My respect to that woman is not justified depending on how many men she's sleeping or she's not sleeping. Whether she is married to one woman or whether she is married to whether she's the owner of any other owner and he's a
If you do
slave.
not have
A
problem with
respect
that,
is a
then
respect.
if you do not have
Yeah,
problem with that, then what's wrong with their having
exactly. Here is the thing.
they
Here
are
is the
under
thing.
the Muslim
Brother, here's
responsibility.
the thing. Exactly. Here's the thing. The respect for those women, they're choosing those life. I'm not forcing them. But in Islamic Sharia law, those women are forced to become a sex slave. Please understand. Do you understand the concept of force and a profession? A
Brother,
choice and a thing to be thrown out. Come on, yeah.
brother, you need to understand another thing, that very common thing, very common issues. You need to understand that winning, a winning team,
If I come
a
and
winning
forcefully take your
force,
sister, will
a
you be
win.
okay with that?
No, look what would happen if the Chinese or if the Indians they attack Bangladesh and they defeat us. We don't have any choice, and we do not know what will they do to our sisters. We will even do not know. But for the
But
Muslims,
but
look,
you'll be
but for
okay
the
now.
Muslims,
You'll be okay because that's
no,
what
I
Sharia
will
law
not
has
be
taught.
okay. I will not be okay. But if the Muslim takes, if the Muslim wins, at least the brothers and the fathers will know that their sisters or their daughters will not be a prostitute or will not be gang banged by or gang raped by many soldiers. They will be under a responsibility of a one Muslim. She will be not a public property. There's a big difference,
But
brother.
brother, the one thing you are not able to understand is the force and the choice. You have to make a difference. See, what is the
We
meaning of
from
force?
look we
Force is your rights
from
are not there.
look in
Choice
Islam,
is that is your choice.
in Islam, as you are in a
Yeah.
very good point. That's the very important point. In Islam,
Yeah.
we
Uh-huh.
first of all we surrender.
Okay.
We surrender to gods. Our we are not totally free. We cannot say our
Uh,
totally free or independent. Like we have under a
uh,
certain force. Allah said to pray in Ramadan, fast in Ramadan. So now I am fasting. I have just take my dinner a few time ago. Now
yeah.
I am
So
fasting.
you
So
you
that's
just
I am
said
not free.
I
I'm not
agree your
free to
point.
eat.
I yeah,
That is
exactly.
Islam.
You are free. You're not free.
I'm not free.
That is a good point, brother. That
Yes.
is a good point. Beyond that screen, you're not a free man. But
Yes.
beyond this screen, I'm a free man.
Yeah, but that is the
That is the
problem. But
difference.
are you
Your
happy?
religion is forcefully binding. I'm
Those
very
people are
happy.
happy. I am very happy to be, be under the uh,
I'm very
limits
yeah.
of my
That is
God,
your choice.
because
I'm
I
happy for
know,
you.
yeah, because I know that I'm worshiping or I'm bounded by the law of a super being, the Creator. There's nothing, I'm
No,
not
I
free.
agree.
Uh,
I agree. I agree. Listen, I
but
am happy.
Prophet
I'm
Sallallahu Alaihi
happy
Wasallam,
that you are happy in your
yeah,
bondages.
but the people who are saying they are free, they're actually not free. They are slaves. They're not
Prove
slaves
me.
to not slaves to the God, but they are slaves to their own whims. Their own
Tell
whims.
me one thing.
Like
Tell
you're
me.
you're slave
Tell
to
me.
the person.
Give me example.
Yeah,
Give me at least five
I
examples.
am giving you example of that person, the person who are
Okay.
not the slave of God, but he is a slave of his own whims. How? Like
Whims?
we avoid
Wills. Wills.
WHIMS, whims, like usko
Oh,
marzi ka
okay, okay, okay.
usko marzi ka
Okay,
slave
okay,
hai.
okay.
Like uh,
Okay, okay.
like uh, I abide by the laws of the God, but the people who do not, he does not believe or abide by the God, he abide by what his mind says. If his mind says, okay,
Okay.
there's a chicken on the backyard and no one is there, let's have some fun with the chickens. Okay, so he will go for that. He can do anything. So he is the slave of his own wills. That is the worst case. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith, in about all the
Okay.
polytheism, the worst kind of
Okay. To
polytheism.
argue, to give a counter argument to that,
Yes.
there is a Eid ul Adha or the Baqraeid is coming, right? And you are about to slaughter animal. Four animal are there. One is a cow, one is a buffalo, one is a goat, one is a sheep, right? And you are a Muslim.
Yes.
But there is another guy who is a Muslim too, but he is not a believer. He don't believe in that. But he is saying, no, I don't want to kill them. I just want to go and do something and have like prayers, meet with people, but I won't go and kill people. Tell me who is free?
I told you that.
Who is free here?
I gave you the example.
Who is free? No,
Apparently,
who is free? Tell
apparently,
me who is free. The
apparently,
guy.
apparently, you
No, no,
can
no.
say
Listen.
that person is free. Apparently, you can say that person is free because he can
Okay.
do whatever he wants. But I told you,
Right.
he is not actually totally free. In reality,
How do you know?
he is following his
How do you
rules
know?
because because he does whatever he wants. Look at the atheists. Look at the
Tell me. Tell
LGBTQ
me.
plus.
Okay.
Look at
So
the
what is a free will? Look, okay. What is the definition of free will? The definition of free will is that you have more option than limited option. Islam give you very limited option. But the people who don't want to kill and they have the option to kill, but they are still letting it go, it means they have more option, but they are deciding not to do that. So that person is free. That person has a right to go and kill that animal on Bakra Eid, but he's choosing not to do it. It means he has a free will and he's taking a decision. You are not free will. You have a bondage. You are
no.
like, I don't want to, but I will go ahead
I
and
have
kill.
a question for you. What's
Yeah,
wrong?
go ahead.
What's wrong if what's wrong if you become the slave of the creator or who created all the universe, all the human being? So what prevents you from listening? Like I say, like you said, you are saying that the word booty or the ghanima is a very bad thing because God said these rules. Like, if you do not want to worship or submit yourself to the God, you can criticize any rules. You said, no, I don't want to follow that rules. I don't want to follow that rules.
Hmm?
You know,
Yeah.
so you will be
So what
always
rule will you
angry.
follow? That's what you're saying? What rule will you follow then?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
will
you?
obviously follow the rules of the God, the one God, because I know that He is the Almighty,
I
He is the most
I will
creator.
follow. I will follow the rule of the land. That's
Yeah.
my answer. I will follow a country rule. Why? Because the country rule is keep changing and keep shifting.
So
As the human evolve, the law will change.
if you are in the times of Hitler, you would justify
Yeah.
then killing Jews is good.
Is that something you can do? Do you have the option? No, you don't have the option. Just imagine I'm a Jew. I'm a no, no. Listen, listen, listen. I'm telling you.
yeah, sure.
Are I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm a Jew, and Hitler said, "Ki go and kill him." I don't have the option. I'll go and get killed. But if I'm on the opposite side, I will say don't kill him. But if the force will come, still go and kill the Jews. I cannot do anything. You understand what I'm saying?
There's very lame things to say. Like you do not have a
Very
choice.
lame,
Yeah, there's
brother.
very
Your
lame
whole
thing.
argument, brother. You did not even give me one point. One point that is coming from your own mind.
No, brother,
Not even one point.
I'm openly talking with you from my mind. Let me tell you one thing.
Everything you talked is either from Quran or Hadith.
I was not a practicing Muslim, to be honest, to get personal. I was not a practicing Muslim. I used to do the
Okay.
other stuff, I was never prayed, and like when I was 18, 19, 20, I said I am a dropout, university dropout, because I was enjoying my life. I was into many stuffs. But then I studied thoroughly, and it made sense, and I accepted it. It's not like that I'm a robot or machine. Some people or some Maulana and some Huzur, he came to and read Quran and Hadith in front of me, and those verses and the Quran verses and the Hadith verses went into my head, and I become all of a sudden a radical Muslim, a very strict Muslim. This is not
I
something like
remember
this.
one point. I remember one point which you said to me earlier that whatever Allah said, it is a fixed rule and we'll follow it without any question. That's what you said very early too. Here's the thing. Do you remember that alcohol was never banned in the first time? Do you know that?
Yeah,
Do you know the story of alcohol in Islam?
it was gradually banned.
So does Allah didn't know the future?
No,
Or Allah was confused with the future?
no, brother. Allah knows the reality. He wanted to ban it step by step, because that time the people of Mecca and Medina, they were very used to in drinking. In every
So why not ban the slavery step by step? Why not ban the sex slavery step by step?
that is the wisdom of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. I cannot comment on Allah Subhanahu wa Taala's actions.
Brother,
We
brother, you
we Muslim do have a
brother,
very safe
this
place.
is the first time, brother, it is the first time you have met with someone who knows Islam more than any innocent people.
No, brother. I look.
You know,
I admit. You read a lot, but I also my topics of interest is religion, Islam. I also study, and I also talk with a lot of people about this. And I myself, I had an atheist friend who studied in physics in a very good, renowned public university in Bangladesh. Now he is doing his
Right.
PhD, or he completed his masters in USA. He got the scholarship. I had a long debate with with that atheist friend, and Alhamdulillah, he is now atheist
What?
no more. He is not atheist no more. So you know what I'm
Tell
saying.
me, tell me, brother. Tell me, brother. What is the punishment for an atheist in Islam?
Look, brother,
What is the punishment for atheist in
before
Islam?
going on that, what I want to say, look, if you
See,
if you
I kept the whole conversation very light with you, but I can go on an extreme level too. There are so many things which is beyond human imagination
no, I can
that
deal
Islam doesn't allow.
I can deal all with this example.
I can go with Islam doesn't give men and women equal right. Islam doesn't give the right for a Muslim woman to go and marry a man of Ahl Kitab. Islam only allows the Muslim men to marry a woman of Ahl Kitab, but not the woman of Islam to marry a man of Ahl Kitab. That is also what is the right for apostasy? There's no right. They should be killed. That is the law.
Look, look,
So
there's
come on, man.
look, equality
So
and the equal rights is not like something you have to give everything 50-50-50. There are some things women get more preferences, there are something men get some preferences, so not in every action or in every matter they have to get equally. So that's not the ideal,
right.
that's not the ideal, the what can I say, the definition of equality, or
Hmm.
so, like, we can argue all the day, all the night. Maybe we have already been maybe 1.5 hour, more than one
See,
and a half hour,
woman,
but
Allah
still we
said,
cannot
right,
come to
right.
conclusion. But you can,
Last point I'll
look,
add. Last point I'll add. Prophet Muhammad said, when I went to travel and met Allah in Hijr, I think that is called Hijr, if I'm not right. He went to meet Allah. And when he was coming, he said that, what did you see in hell? He said, when I was looking at the hell, the population of women were more than the population of men in hell. That is the hadith.
yes,
Second, Prophet Muhammad, when there was some sort of Sahaba, there was a crime occurred, and when they went, there was a two women, and two women. I think there was a one woman that actually saw the crime, and the Prophet said, "No, this woman as a proof will not be considered as a proof because two women is equal to one man." And that's why still in Sharia, if you commit a crime and one woman saw you doing it, her witness is still not applicable because as per the Sharia, two women witness is equal to one man witness. Where is
yes,
the equality, brother? Again, here's the thing. Sahih al-Bukhari 2658, the Prophet Muhammad said, isn't the witness woman equal to half of the men? The woman said yes. He said, because the woman deficiency, woman's mind. He said that the reason why the woman witness is equal to two women is equal to one woman witness because women are not as smart as men. They are half with their mind. They're not as smart. That is a Sahih al-Bukhari. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not Sahih al-Bukhari 2658.
I know
So
this. I already read this hadith, or the claims you have saying. I know very well of them, and I do not have any confusion or hesitation to admit this, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made man and woman. It's not you, it's not me who created the man and the woman, and He knows very better how should be they treated, and how
if Allah
what rights
knows
they should be given.
everything better, why didn't He make everyone Muslim in the first place? Why did He created so many divisions so we kill each other?
Look,
Why He created so many divisions so that we can kill and make slave and this?
you
He could
already
have just
said,
made Muslim.
yourself, the free wills, just because of free wills. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made everyone Muslim, then people will not have a free will. Just because of your free wills,
Right.
He have set you free. You have you he like He give you everything, the environment, the knowledge. Now with your knowledge you do study and you choose your religion. There's no comparison. Nobody will force you to enter Islam. Nobody will, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not force you. So
Brother,
that's because
brother,
of free
come on.
wills.
When the Bangladesh and India formed, there were 26% plus population of Hindu. Today there was only 2% of population of Hindu in Bangladesh. What are you talking about?
So what do you think? What happened? What do you think? What happened? What do you
Okay,
think?
I'll tell you. They were forcefully converted, and I'll give you the
No,
example. One of
no,
my
brother,
friend
no.
that is work with me. No, listen. One of my friend who actually worked with me, I go to his house. His family left so many properties from Bangladesh and ran away. because they were forcefully demolished their property, and they were forcefully thrown out, and they were forcefully converted. They had no other way to left. They left. There's another girl that I know. Her family left. They still have the property in Bangladesh, but they cannot go and sell it because they know
Look,
it's not easy. The life is hard.
I will not cancel out all what you said. I will not, just wipe it out. But there are some
Brother,
extremists.
listen.
There are some
I
look,
I
there are some extremist people. There are
I
some
I will love
Muslims.
you. I will love you.
There are some Muslims
I
who
will
have
love you
wrong
as a
understanding.
human.
There are some Muslims who have wrong understanding, who are very, very rigid in their understanding of Islam. Maybe they have
I
those things.
agree.
So it cannot.
But
But
why the extremism only comes in Muslim community? I don't understand. If you go Pakistan, Muslim are extremist as hell. You go in Bangladesh, I saw there was a very big protest in Bangladesh in Dhaka that they want to ban Shia, or they want to outcast Shia from the Bangladesh. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with Bangladesh?
look, brother, the most, the most extremist nation of the world is currently is USA. They have, they have, like, with his governance power, they attacked the many Muslim lands, killed millions of Muslims in the Muslim lands, and you are saying that Muslims are the extremists. They are doing how many non-Muslim killed, were killed by the Muslims,
But
and
did they did
how
they
many
kill
Muslims.
for religion, or did they kill for did they listen? Did America kill for religion, or did they kill for resources? Tell me.
Whatever reason they're killed,
No,
whatever reason they
no, no,
killed,
no, no,
but
no.
they're still killing.
See,
But you
our
are
whole
saying terrorist.
brother, our whole conversation was about religion only. So we should always come back to religion. Did America kill in the name of religion, or did America kill in the name of resource, oil, and this and that?
Look, brother,
Or
you
resources.
you you raised a very good point. You know what? There's a slide. Like, there's a slide. How can I say that? Like, I do not agree that Islam is a religion. It's only a religion. What I believe, and what actually it is, as per my study, Islam is a, it's a ideology. It's a complete way of
Cult.
life. No, not cult. It's an ideology. Like, it has politics, it has economics, it has all the section it needed. And so the current days there is a clashes between ideology. It's not about religion like Hindu and Christian. It's about the clash of ideology. Islam is ideology, and the West have an ideology, and the name of the ideology is capitalism or democracy. So with their ideology, they are actually
Hmm.
attacking the Muslim lands and attacking the
There,
Muslims,
there
killing them.
is a drug mafia. Brother, there's a drug mafia in Mexico. There are many, many drug mafia like Al Pacino, etc., etc. If you read the cult, the organization, the gang, there's a rule that once you enter the group, you cannot leave it, because if you leave, you will be killed. If you are catch with anything, you will be punished. And where do you see such thing? Do you see in Islam? Once you become a Muslim, you cannot
Brother,
leave Islam. You will be killed.
your points will not end. Maybe if if you talk,
It's
maybe
okay.
more
It's
hours.
okay.
But what I'm saying, that look, I give you the answer. You said
Next time.
why they're terrorists and extremists. I give you answer. The most extremist and terrorist nation is the US and the America. But you are not seeing that. Because the media portrayed Muslim in a very bad way. Like, Muslims are, why the Muslims were, they were the Muslim women were thrown acid in their face at London, in the London. They're more the most civilized person. Why they throw acid, on the face of the
Do
Muslim
you know
woman?
what is the one
Why
country
hijab?
in the
Why
world
hijab
who
is
is following the Sharia
why
law?
why hijab
Brother,
is
listen.
why hijab is
What
banned
is the
in.
one country that follow the Sharia law? What is the one country that follow complete Sharia law in the world? What
No,
is that one country?
no country in this world right
Again
now
wrong.
following.
Again
I,
wrong.
I don't agree with you.
Afghanistan follow a complete Sharia law.
No, no, they're not.
Afghanistan follow a complete Sharia
I
law.
don't agree with.
Exactly,
I don't
brother.
agree
I
with
can
that.
quote everything from it. I can quote
Maybe
everything.
some other day we can talk. Maybe if you,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, 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 it's okay.
yeah, like about
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that topic, because
We'll
that's
meet.
a very long topic in Afghanistan. When you talk about Afghanistan,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
covered
yeah.
like 5 or
We
10
will have a discussion
talk.
next time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
it's a very, okay, brother. So it's a long discussion,
Nice
and
talking to you,
nice
man.
talking to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah,
Do
take
you
care.
you have
Take care,
you
man.
have
Take care.
Instagram or like anything else? So maybe I can follow you there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's
Okay,
my Instagram. You can contact me.
okay,
Okay.
I'm copying it. Okay, have a good
All right.
day. Nice to talk with you, Rahul.
Take care, man.
Take
Take
care,
care.
bro.